in order for your health not to be decussate. That's why we're here this morning. What are we talking about?
Sustainable fitness. And you know the guy, you know, he's very active, you know, fitness coach and all that. He's as fit as they come. Just looking at him, you know, I want to just go and live in the gym. Joel Uzamere, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. It's good to see you, sir. How are you?
You know, good morning.
Good morning.
People now have begun to change their lifestyles, according to Mr. Wale Fatade, to fit into the current mold of reality. Someone said, it is not a good time to fall sick.
And another person said, it is not a good time to bomb Pekin.
I just saw a friend of mine put up on her status that one of the things responsible for cancer is chronic stress. Now, stress, well, we're not going into the mental conversations now, but when we talk about sustainable fitness, what are we talking about?
Okay, thank you for your question. And I think that that is a conversation that everyone should be thinking about. As you've said, some people don't want to give birth anymore. Some people don't want to do this because people are looking at how much they are spending on some of the things that they do. So essentially, when it comes to sustainable fitness, the first thing you don't want to be thinking about is gym subscription. Meaning that you don't essentially have to
give you a plaque for that one.
You don't essentially have to be in a gym before you can actually live a healthy life. And so it is those little things you do every day, you know, that accumulates to actually ensuring that you live a healthy life.
On that,
yeah,
just sustainably healthy.
Yes. Just yesterday,
yes,
a colleague, well, one of my contacts was saying that she needed to enroll in a gym.
Yeah.
Just yesterday.
Yeah.
I am not sure that the funding will be sustainable.
Yeah, so...
Well, I'm coming somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
So, but the challenge is the discipline of sustaining the fitness regime or routine without going to the gym. I think the gym will compel you. You are there for work.
Yes, so...
Who says the gym will compel you?
Maybe you will go.
No.
Oh.
If you still wake up lazy in the morning, you're not going to go to the gym. Okay, I only pay 20K. I beg, I won't sleep.
What? Only?
Yeah, so let me say this to you. The percentage of people that go to the gym vis-a-vis people that subscribe is significantly different. Meaning, if I have a gym business, I make money off people who subscribe.
And don't come.
Even if they come twice in 3 months.
See what I mean?
Subscribers who the office have paid for them and are not showing up. It's part of my income. And then I have a percentage of people who then come to the gym because they want to. So let me say this.
But you're cool with it. You're cool with receiving the money and not seeing them.
Well, when you look at the business part of it,
yes,
that's not a bad thing. But more importantly is that that's not why you're there. You're not really there to take people's money and they don't come.
Yeah.
You know. But what I wanted to just fix a bit was the reason you go to a gym is not essentially so that you can have someone wake you up in the morning. And that's why some people have personal trainers. They think all I need is just someone that will get me up in the morning, or if I go to the gym, I'll be more consistent. Now, this is the reality. One of the reasons that you can decide to say, okay, I will go to a gym first is because of the physical assessment and exactly what you need to do. So you might think that you know what you're supposed to do, but you will need a fitness professional to help you know what your true goals are and, you know, ensure that this is how to, you know, this is where you're going to and this is how to get there. That may be something that you will need someone to do, but you don't necessarily need a gym or to be in a gym to do that. You can have a fitness professional outside of a gym help you with what to do. So the reason you go to a gym or get a personal trainer, it's not essentially because you're lazy and you don't want to do it. That may be part of the benefit, but essentially it's that you have the right knowledge, you have the right information, you are doing the exercise properly. I've told you before, you can undertrain and you can overtrain. And that's put me to my second reason why people are not, their fitness is not sustained, why it's not long-term. One of the major reasons is discouragement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you see that discouragement? Is the reason I wanted to update you. Wait. So I have this fitness app on my phone.
Okay.
Whenever I want to go on a long walk,
okay,
I put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Just to measure stuff. So on Thursday, yesterday.
What is a long walk?
Oh, long walk. Wait
How
now.
many miles?
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
On which day was it? On Tuesday, I took 8,030 steps.
Okay.
Which was 5.83 kilometers the whole day.
Okay.
Right? It said,
okay,
mind you, 8,030 steps. Says my movement was 237 calories.
Yeah.
On Thursday, I took 6,323 steps. 5.43 kilometers, but I burned 293 calories.
Yeah.
Help me understand.
Really?
Okay, so
more steps, less calorie loss.
I can tell you why. So
because some people will be saying, I have took so many steps, I walked.
Okay, so what you just mentioned now is what we call the metabolic equivalent. So to calculate calories, your body will take, are you with me? It will take what we call a MET value. Okay, it will take your body weight multiplied by 3.5 times the MET value divided by 200. That's how it gets that calories.
In the process of my walking.
Why is calories so few?
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Yesterday, I took 7,800 steps, and I burnt 1,981
wait,
calories.
let me tell you all the reasons why. Wait.
Okay.
So it will take that, but it's not just using that calculation. It is using the speed at which you are walking. Every exercise has intensity. If I'm strolling for 1 hour and I'm walking like a snail for 1 hour, and because I've covered 10K calories, you say,
10K steps.
10K steps. So I should have, no.
Because I did fewer steps, but I burned more calories.
Yeah, so
I burned over almost 2,000.
So let me say this to you. It is using the intensity, your heartbeats to know the amount of intensity that you are using. So the MET value uses intensity, not just the routine that you are doing. So even if you are running, there's running and there's running and there's running. There's brisk walk and there's brisk walk and there's brisk. So what you're doing is that your intensity, even though you're walking about,
so he was strolling,
your intensity was low. The other day that your calories was up was because your intensity was higher. Okay? And calorie is burnt of oxygen and energy used. So if I'm sitting here and I'm doing this, and I do this, see, I've done this. My app may count 2 steps, but I'm sitting down. So the metabolic equivalent, you look at me, you're looking at me like, the metabolic equivalent that app on your phone is using data from you, using your heart rate, using all those things to calculate. Now, let me say this. If you didn't have a proper heart rate monitor connected to your phone, it will make assumptions for you. Most people with their apps have assumptions. They have general knowledge as information, and they think that, this is proper information. So your phone, if it doesn't get that data on your heart rate, will assume in order to give you a result. But if you have a smartwatch connected to your smartphone, then it will get the data to give you more data. Yeah, to give you more data to give a more accurate answer. Okay? So maybe that day you walk fast and he just assumed that you didn't do anything. And maybe you did, but you have...
Should I conk the head of this app?
It's not his fault. It's something you can calculate yourself. So a proper fitness trainer, which is what we do at the Institute, we train people to be able to calculate people's calories and tell them exactly what it is, even before the app tells you. Maybe to be off 1 or 2. And the human mind is more accurate because it's fetching from what it can see. Okay? So that is why some people waste their time in the gym, which is the point I was going to. You're in the gym first month, second month, third month, no change. You're like, forget about it. This thing is not working. And so you get discouraged, and then that fitness is not sustainable. But if you're doing the right thing and you see result the first month, you'll be like, wow.
So you are encouraged.
Yeah, you're encouraged. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. And then you want to do it more because you are seeing the benefit. But the other part of this is you do it for the first and second week, and you are fagged out.
Nothing happens.
No, there's the first one that nothing happens, and there's the other one that you are doing too many things too quickly, and your body is shutting down. You know, so that is why you can't overtrain, which will cause you to also give up. Your body pain, I'm not talking about DOMS that initially start, injuries on your joints, all sorts of overtraining can come up. Then there is the undertraining, where nothing is happening, and you're wondering if this exercise thing is a sham or not. Those are some of the things that causes sustainability on fitness. I'll talk about another one, but those are at least the two we've mentioned so far.
So, for those who need to sustain, again, okay, so how do you use fitness to douse tension and stress?
Thank you very much. So, in the body, I don't want to go too much into the mental part, but in the body, we have what we call endocrine systems. That endocrine system is composed of different hormones. Those hormones will respond to your body based on what you're doing. Now, let me just say this. There's a way you can train your body to be able to endure stress. This is what I mean. So, let's say, for instance, you are a factory manager. You need to train your body in such a way that you are strong enough to take the rigor of having to walk all over the factory in order to, do your job. Now, if you don't have the physical strength to walk all over the factory to do your job, it becomes very stressful, especially when you now have workers that are not doing what they're supposed to do. And so it's both mental and physical, and then you break down. But if you have the physical capacity, you are training in such a way in your house or in your compound, or if maybe it's a gym, whatever you are doing, you are training for the job, then you will be able to actually have enough energy and strength to perform that daily task. And this is why fitness is so important for people who are working. It's not just for people who want to look good. It is for people who want to ensure that they are effective and efficient at work. They are training in such a way that they are fighting off stress, because exercise is controlled stress. I hope you know that. Exercise is controlled stress. So we are putting stress in the body, like what the vaccine does, yeah? We're putting some stress in the body so that it is strong enough to withstand more. So the more stress you put, controlled stress you put to train the body, the more the body is able to withstand stress from outside. Now, that's from the body, the physiology of the body. Now, mentally, when you exercise, because of what exercise does, transporting oxygen, energy to cells, it makes your mind sharper. Okay? Of course, you know of endorphins that is released when you exercise, right? Now, all those things just gives you this, I'm able to do it kind of feeling. I'm fit, I'm able to do this kind of feeling, which you need in whatever you do. The minute you feel down and out and under, the clouds, you're not able to perform your task as you should. And what exercise does is to help you to fight those stressors, those hormones that are basically stressors. It helps you to, fight them away, and then bring in, makes you feel good, and then you can perform, whatever task that you have to do. So
essentially, the Nigerian or the person needs to be clear what the objectives they want to take on are.
Yes.
When you have those objectives clear in your head, all of the activities you put in, they are targeted at
towards that.
So, for instance, you are saying essentially now that someone watching right now who has had to or is having, as part of their jobs or daily lives, to endure stress, need to have stress-targeted fitness routine.
Fantastic, exactly.
Okay. But now, there are those, And I think it's important because I see all kinds of people, both online and offline, trying to exercise. Now, I put it in inverted commas because some don't even know. They just hear, you need to exercise, and then they jump on the street, and then they are walking around. Now, people don't want to fall sick.
Yeah.
Because falling sick means you have to spend money you don't have, and you will not be able to do the things that you need to do to get money that you don't have. So how do we create this routine? And what other things come with this routine that will help us to be sustainable?
You've asked quite a crucial question, because the truth is, I wish there was a pill or something I could tell everyone, and then just having that information, they will know exactly what to do. But the problem is that exercise is prescriptive. You know, the person's age, the person's even gender, what the person does for a living. Are you a CEO of an organization, or you work in the market? What exactly are you doing? What is your food like? What do you eat every day? Okay? So some people they're not eating properly. And then they are really trying to exercise a lot. I find that in the sports industry a lot, yeah? And so I need to know who the person is, what they do, and then say, this is what you're supposed to do. And that is one of the best things an organization can give its employee. You say, okay, get someone who's a professional and say, what do I do? What are the things I need to exercise? What are the exercises I need to do? And what are the things I even need to hit in order to ensure that I'm fit, not just for the job, but for my life? I want to be able to get home at 6 p.m. and I still have enough energy for my family. I still have enough time for leisure, okay? So I will use maybe just like a scenario. I'll just use some of the parameters that we need to know, okay? So this is generic stuff, so you can't use it as specific. So because there are different systems in the body, what physical fitness does is that it targets systems in the body. And we know that systems are made up of organs made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells. So you are trying to take care of your whole body. And so we have the first thing, which is the cardiovascular system, okay? Now, the cardiovascular system is in charge of taking oxygen and energy around the body, you know, and the tool it uses to do that is the heart, the lungs, and the blood vessel. Okay, which are, you know, and so when you exercise, what you're doing, that you are making those organs stronger and more efficient and more, you know, they will stay or live longer. So that way, oxygen energy is getting to where you need to get to quickly, so that you can perform those tasks quickly.
And the function of exercising here is to make sure that that system, the cardiovascular system, is always active.
Yes, the capacity is doing what it's supposed to do. So let me give you a quick example. If your heart is supposed to be pumping, just an example, 4 liters of blood per minute, and your heart is weak, it will be pumping 2 liters of blood. That means your heart will have to increase its pumping time per minute in order to sustain the demand from the body. Does that make any sense? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if the heart was strong and healthy, it would be doing maybe 70 beats per minute, 75 beats per minute and below. But if your heart is not healthy, it's doing 10 something, and you're just sitting. And so before you know it, if the heart is supposed to live 100 years, you have used half the lifespan of the heart already. You know, you're in trouble, and then you begin to have cardiovascular issues and stuff like that. So
because you didn't exercise
you didn't make it strong. The heart is actually a muscle.
The heart is not strong.
Yeah, we call it cardiac muscle. It's actually a muscle, it's striated. And the way to make the heart stronger, especially the left ventricle, is where the pumping actually happens, because it's just you have the receiving end and you have the pumping end. One is pumping to the lungs, one is pumping to the body. And so those parts that pump to the body and the lungs are made strong through cardiovascular exercise. Capillaries are formed that transmit oxygen there, and then they are stronger. And because they are stronger, you know, it's called the myocardia, the muscle there. And so
the more they give oxygen to the body, the less likely for sicknesses.
Yes, obviously. That's the meaning of your immune system is high. Really, in that sense. Okay, so
let me take you back a bit.
Yeah.
Before one begins to exercise, does one have to see a professional or someone like yourself?
Yes, they do. That's the simple truth.
No matter the age.
Yes, they do. Even if it's a one-time consult. Even if it's a one-time, where do I go from here? It is quite, it's necessary. And I'll be honest with you. I have clients that all I do is just design a 1-month program for them. And they go. I can show you something on my phone of someone who sent in some results, okay, of the workout they did yesterday. I wasn't in Lagos, but they sent me, you know, those things. And there's progress. I can see what they are doing. After a month, I go through what they've done because there's something called progressive overload. You must not just train, you must continue to make the body stronger. Remember that we said you put
by degrees.
Yes, exactly. So, and you can't overdo it. So you are checking how often did they go to the gym this month? Did they have any other thing in their life that affected them? Did they lose someone? Is there anything happening in their life that is causing stress? So that you can remove this exercise, add something that is more fun, and then so you're managing that. And that is really what you need. And that's the reality. But guess what? Over a period of time, maybe after 2-3 months, those people have become knowledgeable. They become knowledgeable enough to know how to handle themselves. Then when life happens, maybe they get pregnant or they have a surgery or something, then they can come back and say, I need help. I don't know if you get it. Okay. But you need that supervision. You need someone to test and say, hey, don't do this.
Okay.
Do this. That's quite important.
Suppose somebody has exercised, let me say, all their lives.
Yeah.
And they've never been to a professional for advice.
Yeah.
And in old age, they want to continue to exercise.
Yeah.
Do they, at that point, need...
Yeah, I can tell you free of charge that they do. Do you know the reason why? Because that is where they will get, and I can tell you this, anyone that's been training for a long time without a professional will have some injuries in their body. Free of charge. This is just free of charge, and
You just punched someone.
No, it's a reality. You know why?
You just punched someone in the tummy.
Because physiology, you know, when I'm talking to my students about biomechanics is how the human body moves.
Full stop.
You can't know it by guessing. You don't by error build Channels television. You don't by error dress properly. You have to be deliberate. You have to know exactly what you're doing. How does this joint move? Do you know the movements it can do?
All I do,
yeah, okay. There are some movements this can do that this can't do, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're training, does it matter? There's pronation, supination. That's what you just did. Yeah, exactly.
Is that deposit?
For next week. For next week.
You know, so the body moves in different ways. And so even though you are getting some results and all that, it will come, you will pay for it.
Long and short, you need to be advised.
Okay. Yes. That's the reality.
All right. You'll be hearing from us.
Not from your lawyers, thankfully.
Not from your lawyers, thankfully.